Hello. Okay. Welcome to Tier Maker. I am going to be making this tier list of every game I've completed this year. There's a lot of them. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 36, 7, 8, 9, 10, 42. 42 games. We're going to be ranking 42 different games. And it's going to be weird because there's a lot of good games and a lot of really good games. Hello, JK Junkrat. Good to see y'all. Thanks for hopping in early. So we get this rolling. We got a slew of games here that we're going to be fighting out the order of. Old and new. You know, we got Symphony of the Night, we've got Super Mario Bros. Wii, we've got No Man's Sky, Metroid Dread, Doom 2016, Wario Land 2, Link's Awakening Reboot, No More Heroes 3, all kinds of games. Free games like Celeste 2 and Deltarune Chapter 2. Everything is here. Everyone is here. Okay, well, gosh, where to start? Yeah, it's all over the place, but we're gonna get through it. Ah, gosh, where do we start? I kind of want to do things in groups so I don't get confused. I was thinking about these earlier. We got these Castlevania Advance Collection games. Maybe we start with that, because I'm still trying to decide. Also, where's my water? 1 second. I need water. I really need water. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I was just drumming, so I was expending a lot of energy doing my rock band drumming. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Castlevania Advance Collection. That was a lot of fun. Let's see. We got Aria of Sorrow, Circle of the Moon, and Harmony of Dissonance. They're all good. I'm not sure where I'm going to be placing things yet, but let's just start with this. Let's say... Got a lot of good tiers. I know I'm going to have a lot of good games. Like, there's a lot of really good games here. So it's going to be a little skewed. Like, the scale is going to be a little skewed on the high end. Because we're only going down to D. We can change this as well, but... Aria of Sorrow, very good game. Really good game. If this is my scale... it was a lot of fun. Great music. The art. The story was a little different for Castlevania. Let's go S tier for Castlevania Aria of Sorrow. And then Circle of the Moon is also up there. Like, I love the music in that game. That's true. Yeah, we can change things on the fly. We can adjust the color or the letter or the name or whatever, or the order of them even. Make S above triple S for whatever reason. I loved Circle of the Moon too. The music was great. It was a little stiffer to control, but I kind of liked I liked the simplicity of it. And then I would say Harmony of Dissonance is probably under these. The next tier down, still good. It just has a lot of backtracking. And like, it does what Symphony of the Night does, which we'll get to here. Where is that? Symphony of the Night. Symphony of the Night has the like dual, no sort of spoilers, but it has like a dual map. So like you're constantly going, or like, okay, Symphony of the Night doesn't do that, but it has two different maps. Harmony of Dissonance has 2 different maps as well, but I got lost a bunch, just like figuring out where to go. And that's on me, but also like it was hard to navigate. It was fun to play. Still a good game. But I just didn't enjoy it as much as Circle of the Moon or Aria of Sorrow. But then we get to the big boy, Symphony of the Night. This is gotta be up. This is triple S tier. Just a fantastic game. Hardly any complaints. I got lost like the very first hour of the game because I didn't buy the jewel. You gotta buy the jewel to like open doors, which I should have known, I guess, because it's labeled, but I didn't do that. But other hiccups aside, like, just I got maybe stuck a few times, but otherwise, like, it was paced beautifully. Like, the bosses were fun, and getting around the map was fun. Great game. Triple S tier for Castlevania Symphony of the Night. We'll see if all this holds. It's gonna get weird once I throw in like, you know, Jedi Fallen Order, or like, not that that's that different actually, or like Hammerwatch. It's like, what? Let's get all the Metroids and Vanias out of our system. So okay, we got Metroid Samus Returns. This was on the 3DS. I played this earlier this year. It's good. It's not like a critical game to play. It's fun. I enjoyed Dread more. Because it's Samus Returns, they updated Metroid 2, which is a very kind of simple game design. You're hunting down 40 different Metroids and you kill them all. And that's it. So you fight a lot of the same enemies, and it's not in the league of any of these. I would say it's like a B tier. It's a good game. It's just like, and it was the first 2D Metroid I had completed, which is also strange. But yeah. I don't know if I would go back to play it immediately. Also because we have Dread. Metroid Samus Returns does a lot of the same things that Dread does. Mechanically, just the feel of the game is kind of similar. It's improved and refined in Dread, but not a ton. It's just like this is what they started with. The same team made these 2 games. Gosh, Dread. It's maybe my game of the year. It's better than these. I don't know if it's like, you know, Symphony of the Night reinvented the wheel in terms of how you made a game. I don't know. I would say Dread's easily top tier, S tier, top of the S tier. But I don't know. And again, I don't have a lot of experience with 2D Metroid. These are the only 2 that I've played. I'm going to be getting to Super Metroid and Metroid Fusion and all those games in maybe the next year. Wrapping up this year. We also had Jedi Fallen Order, which is kind of like, it's more, you know, more like Metroid Prime, because it's just in terms of it's being 3D, but you do go through areas and come back through with different abilities and find different things, and not in terms of critical upgrades, but because it's more of like a story-driven action game, but it has a little bit of that backtracking and rediscovering new areas. It was a lot of fun. I would say Fallen Order. It's A tier. It's probably above this. Above Harmony of Dissonance. I wouldn't say it's as good as any of these games. Okay, so far a good spread. Good spread. Not trying to fill up any one category too quickly. Although we're going to have a lot of good games here, so if you haven't tried any of these games, especially the ones that are in these top couple categories, definitely check them out. Highly recommend that Castlevania Advance collection. It's probably on sale now, or maybe it was, or whatever you get it for. It's amazing deal to get those 4 games. I'm working on Dracula X. That's also in that collection. Okay. Did we get through all the Metroidvania? That's all we have is Metroids and Vanias so far. Also, this music behind me is from SNES Drunk YouTube channel. He's got a bunch of YouTube videos that are just music, and we're just listening to some of that. Okay, I think we're through all the Metroids and all the Vanias. I'm pretty sure. Okay, we knocked out a handful of games. Okay. Let's see. Well, let's just get these out of the way. Let's see. We've got New Super Mario Bros. Wii. This game is fine. It's fine. It's like it's serviceable. It is a Mario Brothers game. Super Mario Brothers game. It's fine. It's at least in the B tier. It's maybe down here. I don't know. It's just fine. It's like I played it and beat it in one sitting. Not that I 100%ed it or saw everything, but I played through it. And, you know, it's not challenging. It's just like, I mean, unless you give the star coins or medals or whatever. But, like, you can just breeze through that game. And I did. I'm sure there's challenge to be found, but it didn't like grab me. The art style, you know, after we had New Super Mario Brothers on the DS and then this, and then I guess we had 2, and then U. It's the only one I've actually completed fully. No, I played Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe, New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe, and that was fine too. It's probably below even this game. This game is fine. I'll put it right there for now. Let's get the Marios out of the way too. Because, you know, it's easy. It's like Mario 64. What are you gonna say? Like, it's one of the greatest games of all time. Whether it gets, I don't know, if it's like this tier or this tier, I don't know. I mean, I personally enjoy that game. Maybe not as much as people, like some other people, but like I have a ton of fun in that game. I played it again. I that's on this list because I played the 3D All-Stars collection. Not 100%ing everything, just clearing Mario 64, Mario Galaxy, and Mario Sunshine. So yeah, I mean, I'll leave it up there for now. It's not a bad place to be. It's just a game that I don't find myself drawn to come back to all that often, because it's, I don't know. The one thing I'll say is that, like, it's actually better to play it on N64. Playing it on the Switch was okay. It's fun. It's just like the controls are an issue. As in, there's such a fine degree of movement that you have in Mario 64, which is amazing, but it's trickier to get with the Switch like Pro Controller. So like navigating those tiny little beams that you have to walk across and stuff like that, little ledges on the side of a mountain with the wind flying in your face, like it's incredible. And it was a little frustrating just to like not be able to manipulate as well. But in general, a game that outclasses pretty much anything else. So we'll leave it there for now. Mario Sunshine, not as good. It's good. It's like an A. Like Mario Sunshine, you replayed 64 and it was pretty decent. Oh, Caitlin, you were pretty decent, but Jason struggled a little more. Yeah, and that's the thing. Mario 64 is like, it requires such precision. And sometimes that's tricky to do. Yeah, I grew up with it. You know, I had it, and I actually had to rebuy a copy of it because I don't know what happened to it. I definitely had it, but I don't know, like, I didn't play it endlessly like a lot of people did. I enjoyed it, but I didn't, like, again, revisit it a ton. So, like, I go back to it and I'm like, oh, how do I get past the eel? Oh, how does the flight mechanic work? You know, like, I'm just getting acclimated to it again, but so fun, so good. Mario Sunshine, I love the movement in Mario Sunshine. It is so fun. Moving around in that game is so fun. It's just the levels are not conducive to letting you just have a good time. Like Delfino Plaza is, and every other level is just like not as conducive to having a good time. Because you got to do precision things, and the camera is weird, and like, I don't know. I love just, it's like the opening level and, you know, just the outside of the castle in Mario 64. Oops, sorry. Outside the castle in Mario 64, you can have a ball. And in Mario Sunshine, like, the flood is a lot of fun, all the tools you have, but just some of the levels are just kind of a pain, really. I'm gonna leave it down here in the low A tier. What other Mario games we got? Mario 3D Land on the Nintendo 3DS and new 3DS. This is also, I should say, like a casual ranking. You know, like, I don't play a lot of these games speedrunning wise. This is one game that I do, and I put it on here because I've played through it a handful of times this year because I speedrun it. But as a game, like, casually, it's a great, I mean, I would say it's like maybe low S or high A. Like, it's a lot of fun. I would definitely play it more than Sunshine, and I have. That's tough. Because like Mario 3D Land is like Mario Galaxy, but like condensed. You know, it's stage based, but it's like New Super Mario Brothers, but in 3D, because you have to get star medals and stuff like that. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. The 3D actually helps you play the game. It's well designed. Yeah, I would say I'd leave it here at like the top of the A. Top of the A tier. Oh, and then we have another Mario 3DS game, Super Mario Maker 3DS. This is a weird one. This is a weird one because like it's gonna end up down here somewhere because like it's good. It's Mario Maker, and there's like a offline campaign of sorts. It's just, I don't know. It's Mario Maker. Like, the out-of-the-box levels that Nintendo makes are good. They're interesting, but they're not, you know, it's just like showing you what the game can do. And I wouldn't say any of those levels stood out to me. I don't remember any of them. I played it a while back, like tried to get through it in one sitting. And I would put it down here. New Super Mario Bros. Wii is like an actual game. This is a game that's a hodgepodge of all kinds of stuff, and it plays okay. It plays pretty well. It's just, I don't know. I wouldn't revisit it too much. So we'll leave that down there. Okay, we got more Mario games, like this one. This is a weird one. Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Now, you can't you know, Bowser's Fury is one thing and Super Mario 3D World is a different thing. Totally different. I mean, it's going to be up here somewhere. It's a fantastic game and collection, like, of both of those games. Like, if you don't have this game, go get it. It's so good. It's just they're so different. Super Mario 3D World is like stage based, getting the stars, and there's just an endless amount of ideas and music and fun things to do in Super Mario 3D World. And Bowser's Fury is like a little add-on, and it's a lot of fun too. Like, it's open, it's fast, it's fluid, it is really well paced. Maybe not until like if you got 100%, which I did. Like the later cat shines, that's what you get in that game. Cat shines they slow down a little bit, but all in all, just a lot of fun. I also attempted to speedrun Bowser's Fury, and I think I did under an hour for the basic run. So it's short, but Mario 3D World, like I played through that again this year when it came out. I can't say enough good things about that game. I'm gonna leave it up here in Triple S. It's so good. Such a fun game. But then we've got Mario Galaxy. And goddamn, I love Mario Galaxy. That is just, I mean, it's got its issues. Like, I don't know. It's hard because, like, I love Mario 3D World, but Mario Galaxy is just, like, on another planet. Pardon my pun, but it's on another level. Like, holy crap. I like it more than Mario 64, for sure. Like, they're both incredible games, but Mario Galaxy is so finely tuned where, like, the movement is not as detailed or, like, as nuanced as Mario 64, but it works enough. Like, you have enough tools at your disposal. Yeah, more puns. Okay. It's out of this world. It's astronomical. It's just, I don't know. I loved playing it on the Switch because the controls felt good. Didn't have to waggle a Wiimote, which was great. Although I did play it a fair amount with the two Joy-Cons, so I did do some waggling, but playing with the Pro Controller was just great. It works just as well. You don't need motion control for that game, really. The amount of ideas, and like just like Mario 3D World, but the amount of ideas in that game, plus the free movement. I'm talking a lot. It's a lot of the same things I'm talking about with 3D World, but like Mario Galaxy is just like so tight, and like it's, I don't know. There's just so many in the music. Like, that's one thing I didn't talk about Mario 3D World as well. And Galaxy, the music in both of those games is just out of control. They went out of this galaxy, out of the planetary system. I don't know. It's hard not to put Galaxy up here because, like, I just love that game. It's so fun. We'll see. We'll come back to that. Do we have any other Mario games? Not strictly. Although I would say, I mean, Donkey Kong 94 is a Mario game. In most respects. It's a puzzle game, but it's a Mario game because you're playing as Mario. It's a lot of fun. Now, this is where it gets weird. I'm like, what is this Game Boy game? How do you put this Game Boy game up here with all these other games? Donkey Kong 94 is just extensive. It goes on for way, way longer than you'd ever expect. It continues to throw new ideas and new, like, challenges at you and new mechanics. It's up. I would say it's up here in the A tier. Like I don't know if it's better than like these modern games, but like I don't know. I'm gonna leave it at low A. Because there's just so much in that game that you wouldn't even expect. And that's where the Mario and Donkey Kong series got its start. Lots of puzzles and whatnot. Let's see. Do I want to do any revisions just yet? I'm looking at this top 4 and I'm just like, I don't know. It's hard because like I split up Mario Galaxy and 64 and Sunshine into separate games, but this is like you can't separate out Bowser's Fury really. Like there's no individual package or like way to get Bowser's Fury. I'll leave it for now. Okay, we're done with Mario games. We're done with Mario games. How about games that are like Mario? Like Wario? Wario Land 2? This game's fine. I would not play this if I hadn't been asked to speedrun it. It's fine. I wouldn't really go back to it, but I mean I've played Wario Land, maybe the first one. I've heard 3 and 4 are good as well, but I was tasked with 2. And really, I didn't see a whole lot of it. I speedran the game, and it's like a 10-minute run. So I'll say C tier. It's fine. Not great, but if you like the shoulder charge things, you get your fill in Wario Land. And if you like to get status affected into oblivion, play Wario Land 2. If you get hit by anything in that game, you get, and sometimes you need to get said weird status effect to progress, because like sometimes something lights you on fire and you need that to like light something else on fire or like clear a path. Like certain blocks will break if you're on fire. It's weird. A Jason game is pretty lame? Oh no. None of these games are lame. No. I love Wario. Wario is great. Just depends on what game he's in. If we're talking about WarioWare, which I guess I didn't put... Oh, crap. I didn't put that on here. Can I save this? If I reload this page, what happens? What happens? It stays put. Okay, let me just... Hold on. Because I forgot I played WarioWare... What's it called? Get It Together. I played through all of that with my partner. Let me put that on here. Hold on. Let me find an image. This is probably copyrighted. Here, let me get that real quick. Because WarioWare Get It Together was a lot of fun. Let me just get that. Sure, that'll do. Upload image. Wario. Okay, WarioWare Get It Together. So we've done Wario Land 2. No, I know. But that's good that you reminded me because I did play through WarioWare, Get It Together on Switch, co-op with my partner as it was intended, and we had a good time. Yeah, if you haven't tried this game, it's a lot of fun. It's, you know, I don't know how much I would revisit it. It's a fun party game. But I would definitely play it more than these games. Maybe up here? Got a good bell curve so far. That's a good, I'm happy about that. So, yeah. These are all very good games. Decent games. Okay games. Great games. Really, really good games. The best games. Okay, you know, we're getting some definition in these tiers here. Okay. Yeah, I mean, WarioWare is not like Mario at all, but Wario Land was. WarioWare Get It Together was a lot of fun. Very different, because I was expecting like 1-2 switch kind of stuff, but they already did that, I guess, so it's more traditional. Like, you have different characters with different abilities, and they all play not very differently, but a lot differently. So we had a good time with it. WarioWare Get It Together. A tier. Alright. What else? How about these two? These are platformers. Tori 3D is a platformer that should have been on the PS1, but came out, was it this year or last year? I think I speedran it this year. You can beat it in a half an hour. It also costs $1 singular dollar. So it's hard to put it against any of these other games, but it's better than Mario Maker 3DS, I guess. I don't know if it's better than Mario Brothers Wii. Yeah, you can get Tori 3D and Tori 2. They both are out on Switch right now. They both cost $1. They will never be on sale, I don't think. It's an independent developer. The second one, I think I'm happy with where that's at. It's a good game. I wouldn't say it's like great game, but it's a decent game. Well, if you only have 50 cents, you should try some of these other games that are free. I'll get to those in a second, but Tori 2 actually did improve on what Tori 3D was doing. It had a boss battle. Tori 2 had a boss battle. Tori 3D did not. Tori 2 had like speed boost mechanics, like kind of just like a ring in the air that you jump through and it would shoot you forward. So it had a little bit more momentum and speed to it. But man, I got stuck on the final boss of Tori 2 because everything in these games, Tori 3D and Tori 2, are one-hit kill. You get hit once, you start from a checkpoint. In the boss battle, the only checkpoint is the start of the boss battle. So if you, and it's kind of janky, like, cause you're running around and like, you gotta like avoid the attacks, but they're also like, you gotta be really precise actually to avoid some of those attacks. And then like, it does the Mario thing. That's why I'm kind of, still on a Mario kick, cause like, it's a very much Mario boss battle. Like parts of, like, your boss is in the middle and you're kind of running circles around it. You know, the camera follows you around it. But like then parts of the platform that you have to walk on disappear. You know, you got to jump between them. Like, it's very much a Mario Galaxy, like, style of battle. But at any point you get hit one time, you got to do the whole thing over again and hope you don't get hit again in the next attempt. So that was tough, but you know, it took a few tries. They're fine games. Like, they're just fine. I would put them down here. Like, again, they cost $1. I mean, what are you gonna say? They're better than Wario Land 2. That's what you would say. And Mario Brothers Wii. I would say that's fair. They're 3D platformers. And one thing you gotta get used to in those games is, these Tori games, is that you have to control the camera at all times. There's no assist. Well, there's a little bit of assist. I forget. But the path that you have to take, like the path the level takes you on is like sometimes very winding. You have to turn the camera a lot to reorient yourself. Because you want to be running, you know, forward. Usually. And you gotta manage that. So it's a little tricky, but I would say they're decent games. Check them out if you have $1 on you. Okay. What next? Oh, let's go to the free games. So if you don't have $1, you can play Celeste 2. This is excuse me. This is, you might have $1. Okay, well, that's good. If you have Mario Party Superstars, you might also have another $1. Celeste 2 is a canon sequel to Celeste, not the one on Switch, but I guess a sequel to the other Celeste game that was put out before the one on Switch and the one everyone knows. You can actually play it's so hard to, there's no nomenclature, there's no good name for it. Celeste for Pico 8, I guess, is the thing you find in Celeste in the 3rd chapter. It's in a back room and you can play it. That's the original prototype for the game Celeste. Celeste 2 is a different kind of game. It's still a platforming game and it's got like a grappling mechanic. It's free. You can play it on PC. I don't think it's on Switch, but you can play it on PC, and it was fun. You know, it also took me like a half an hour to play the first time. It's right in line with these games, like probably right here. Maybe I don't know. It's hard to say because it's like very minimal. Like, it's pretty basic, but it was well done. Maddie and the team made another good game, and just a little micro game. They're working on the next big game, but I guess I don't have Celeste in here. I don't know if I guess I'd maybe speedrun Celeste this year. You know if you know me, my thoughts on Celeste are, go play the game. It's great. It's something that should be experienced by everyone. It's a lot of fun. It's hard, but it's a lot of fun. Goes without saying on this channel, I think. But I did more of that last year, I guess. Another free game, Deltarune. When will Toby charge for this game? I don't know. But this game, I think this game's on a whole different level. Like, it's so good. The characters, like, it's only a free, like, demo sort of thing, but it's long enough. And there's a decent amount of content and dialogue and story there. For what you get, like, it's free, but it's great. Would I rather play... I mean, I'd rather play Deltarune than a lot of things. I guess it'd be right here. Yeah, that sounds about right. Go play Deltarune too. Like, if you haven't played Undertale as well, Same guy, Toby Fox. Undertale, Deltarune's in the new game. It is similar but different, and I highly recommend it. Okay, we're looking good so far. We got a good spread. Decent spread. You know what? We're going to drop Mario Maker down to C. That feels more right. This is feeling good so far. Okay. What else? Should we just get right to it? Get into these No More Heroes games? I played through every one of these this year. The first two, again, like they came to Switch. So No More Heroes 1, No More Heroes 2, and then No More Heroes 3 is a new game that came out this year. 10 years after the second one. It's been a long time since these games came out. No More Heroes 1, I would say is like... Yeah, I would say it's like low A, high B. Somewhere in here. Like, I wouldn't play it a lot, but I would pick it up again at some point. No, we get no more heroes. No more, except for the last one. Except for the last time, this one, the third one. They literally, I'll get to No More Heroes 3 in a bit, but they literally like say, they reference a character in No More Heroes 3 to give you an idea of the quality of dialogue. It's like, this character, my own no more hero. I'm like, huh? What? Wait, what? What? Huh? Yeah, we'll get there. No More Heroes 1, I would say, is a lot of fun. If you get it on Switch, I liked it on the Wii. Don't get me wrong. Like, I liked No More Heroes 1 and 2 on the Wii. They really made a good use of the Wiimote and the motion controls. It made sense. It worked well. It wasn't too complicated. And I had a good time with them. And I had a good time with them again on Switch. No, I didn't use motion controls really. I think I may have tried it, but I quickly was like, nah, no thank you, because it's just a lot of waggling. I think actually it's not a lot of waggling. It's because in No More Heroes 1 you have a high attack and a low attack, and you basically just hit a button. Like I think you just hit A, but if your Wiimote is pointing up, it does a high attack. If it's down, you do a low attack. Here it's just like two different buttons. And yeah, the Switch ports are really good. They run really well. They look good. I would say get those if you haven't tried them. The thing that brings No More Heroes down is that, and the thing that you have to do for most every No More Heroes game, is to you have to earn money by doing odd jobs or mini games of some sort to earn money to enter the next mission or ranked battle. In these games, you're like an assassin and you fight, your way up the rankings, up the tiers, as it were, to the next, rank of worldwide assassins. You kill the next guy and now you're number 6 and now you're number 5, and so each mission you fight a new enemy, and the enemies, not the standard enemies, but the bosses are what really sell that game. The characters, the weird, wacky characters that are in these games. There's a lot of references to video games, to other culture and media. Suda is a big name dropper, but he also knows what the pulse of he knows what's current. And yeah, so he's referencing a lot of things, and it's always is interesting. Like I would play that game to see what's the next weird enemy or weird boss that we're gonna get to, and what's their story, and why are they in a baseball field, and why are they hitting home runs directly at me? Like, it's just so weird, but it was fun and cool, and like, I enjoyed it. No More Heroes 2 streamlined a lot of that stuff. Did a lot of things. It was simpler. You didn't have to earn as much money, I don't think, or if even at all. You didn't really have to do much of that. You would just either upgrade your stuff, upgrade your your weapons and your abilities. And to do that, you do these fun little 8-bit pixel games, like an NES game, basically. Like, it's just a very simple game where you're like, I don't know, doing a punching bag, or you're like dodging attacks, or like, and it gets like more challenging, and so you have to do better with those mini games to upgrade your skills and abilities. And you didn't have to like go mow grass and pump gas like in the first game just to get money to do stuff like that. So I enjoyed 2 way more than, not way more, but more than 1, definitely more than 3. How high I want to put it though that's tough. I think it's fair where it is. I'm not sure if I'm getting too inflated on the A tier, but we got a lot of games to go, so we'll see. But yeah, let's see. I would say definitely, yeah, No More Heroes 2 above No More Heroes 1. No More Heroes 3, oh man. It's way down here. It feels like they took 10 years to make this game. It's like, okay, we'll make the same kind of game again. Development must have been slow because then they got hit by COVID and like delayed the game until this year. But the structure is so poorly paced, and like, yeah, we're doing tier lists. Good to have you, Slav. Tier list of every game I've completed this year. And there were a lot of them. And they're all very different. Trying to make some sense of it now. But we're getting there. I'm glad you're here. Hope you're having a good night. Yeah, so No More Heroes 3 was like No More Heroes 1 is open world for no good reason. You have to, like I was saying about those mini games or like odd jobs you have to do. I pumped gas, maybe like 10 times for every time I wanted to do another mission. Okay, so here's how that worked. You get in your car. You say you're at the motel. You get on your bike. Get on your bike. You go to the job center. You say, I want to pump gas. It says, okay, you got to go over here and pump the gas. So you get on your bike. You go to the place to drive gas or pump gas. You do the mini game, which takes, I don't know, a few minutes. It's like what, maybe 2 to 3 minutes for that mini game? Maybe. It's a few minutes, not very long. But you have a few minutes of doing that game. And then it's like, okay, you're done. You got this much money. And then it basically just drops you right outside the gas station on the same open world map. And it's like, okay, now what? If you want to start that mini game over again, you go to the job center. You tell them you want to start the mission again. They'll say, okay, now go back to the gas station and start the mini game again. So you've got to drive from where you're doing the mission back to the job center to tell them you want to do the mission, and then you got to drive back to where the mission is, and then do the mission, and then do that. Like, it's so inefficient. It's like so inefficient. Yeah, it's super weird. It's like, and I get the point. Like, I get that it's like, you know, it's wasting your time. The story, I mean, I'm going into these games a lot because I have a lot to say about them, but also, I don't know how many people have played these games. Well, it's like, yeah, it's like, that's the, I don't know what the equivalent would be, but it's just like, yeah, job center. Like, you go here and like, here's an odd job you can do. They'll pay you to do it. No More Heroes, like Travis Touchdown, the main character. He's an otaku. He loves anime. He loves video games. He's good with a beam katana. That's his skill set. So like, he's qualified to mow gas and mow grass and pump gas and kick ass and take names, and that's about it. So like, I get the idea behind it. It's just not a lot of fun to do that a lot. Like, I'm kind of talking myself down on No More Heroes, but like, I still love all the missions in that game. They're all fun and different, and there are different environments. Little touches like where you save in those games is the bathroom. You go to the bathroom when you want to save. That's how highbrow the humor is in these games. You literally see Travis pull down his pants, get on the toilet, and then and then it's like, would you like to save your game? Same thing in all these games, but like little touches like the bathroom looks different in each mission. Each level has it's just little things like that, and the music, like, that's one thing I'll say about No More Heroes 3. Really cool music. Not a ton of music, like different music, but a lot of good music. Throughout all these games too. They always have an interesting soundtrack. But yeah, No More Heroes 1 is like open world for no reason. Waste your time a little bit, just making you do stuff until you can get to the next thing. But the next thing's always fun. No More Heroes 2 doesn't waste your time a bit at all. You go do the fun stuff, you go do more fun stuff, and then you get to do the missions, and then those are fun. It's a lot of fun. Good game. Are you married to Travis Touchdown? Or is your partner Travis Touchdown? I mean, check with him to see if he has any beam katanas lying around. They're like lightsabers, but not trademarked, but similar. So yeah, back to No More Heroes 3. Open world is back. In No More Heroes 1, there's only one map that you go on the open world. There's only one map. In No More Heroes 3, there are 5 maps. And they are so barren. Like, they're a lot, like some of them have like, oh yeah, they tried here. Like, they put some stuff on the map. But like, oh, he does have random swords. Well, then I think we're getting somewhere. I think he might be a target, or it might be either a target or the culprit. I don't know. It's possible. So yeah, No More Heroes 3 has like 5 open world maps. Again, for seemingly no reason. They're all various stages of finished. God, Neo Brazil. That's also a name of one of the maps. Neo Brazil. And would you believe me that it looks like an aircraft carrier? It's basically an open sheet of asphalt with like 2 buildings on it and like lots of benches and bushes, and that's kind of it. That's one of the big It's a big map. That's one of the maps in the game. Yeah, No More Heroes 3 is so unfinished. It's almost intentionally wasting your time. It's structured in a way that is... It could have been done any other way, and they chose this way, which was to put like these kind of instances of battles. Like, it's a set battle that you do, and like you have to go to a certain spot on the map to activate it. And then once you do a certain number of those and have the amount of money that you need, then you can go do the next boss fight. That's how you trigger the next boss fight. The battles that you do, I would say there's about 8 different enemy types in the entire game, aside from the bosses. I would say 6 to 8 different enemy types in the entire game. That's it. And in one of the last sections of the game, like normally they had structured it so that you go to one of these maps and you go and fight all these different battles. Like, here's one, there's one, all in the same map. The last one, they're like, no. Here's 1 or 2 on this map, and then you like zoom out wide, and you can see that there's one over there on that map, and there's one over there on this map, and there's 2 over there on that map. They make you travel to every one of those stupid maps, empty maps with nothing to do, just to get to those battles. I just can't believe that it's... I mean, I can believe it. It's like in development hell or whatever. Like, it took so long for this game to come out. It looks like a Wii game. It runs like a Wii game. Not well. The open world really chugs sometimes. I just don't have a lot of good things to say about No More Heroes 3. Anyway, if you'd like to hear more about that, you can ask me on Discord or Twitter. Anyway, No More Heroes 3. Don't waste your time. It's probably less fun than than Super Mario Maker 3DS. That seems fair. Okay, moving on. We'll get some Zelda games here. We have some Zelda games here, and let's see. It's just Link Between Worlds, Link's Awakening, and the Skyward Sword HD. Let's go from one rant to another. Skyward Sword HD. This is a game that I had not played on the Wii. I had not played it on the Wii. I only played it on the Switch. And this is preliminary, but this is kind of what I'm feeling. Like, maybe it's not fair, but it's definitely down here, because like, it's fine. It's okay. I played it to get to the next interesting puzzle dungeon, and most of them were pretty interesting. Like, but it has a similar like it was a Wii game, so there's basically like 4 maps. Well, 5. I mean, there's like the 5th, the separate, the one sky part. There's like nothing there, but like there's basically 4 maps: Skyloft, and then the 3 on land areas. And so you're going back to those areas a lot. You do varying things there, sort of different things, but you like, and then you get to a point in the game, it's like, okay, well, you got to do this certain task, but you have to do it at every single map. And it's like, okay, that's just filler content. You just make me do a thing to get the next thing I need to go to the next dungeon. You're just kind of wasting my time doing this like orb collection thing. That was fine. It's like, I didn't love doing that, but I wanted to see the next dungeon. Like, there were some good dungeons in there. Like, the cistern was really cool. What else? Trying to remember them. It's been a while. Did this over the summer. You know, it was cool. Like, what's the guy's name? God, why can't I think of these characters' names? Does it start with a T? I'm just showing how memorable it is, I guess, but who are the characters? Groose, that's what it was. I didn't even get to looking it up. I actually remembered it. Wow. I mean, my boy Groose out there doing work. Some good characters, like Girahim is a really different kind of, like, it's like Ganondorf but sassy, and I liked it. It was cool. Like, I liked him as a character. Fi, whatever her name is, like the sword. You know, it's I don't, you know, it's not like a character that has a lot of personality. Zelda is a good character in this game. I think better than most other Zelda games. Actually has personality. Link and her are friends, and it's like, okay, this is cool. But in terms of the game, like design and like, I was mostly playing with motion controls, and that was, I wanted to see like how it actually worked like with motion controls, because I didn't play it before. But I probably would play it without motion controls if I ever did again. But I don't know if I ever will play that game again. It just didn't grab me. It just didn't do much for me. Like, it's important, I guess, because it's set before every other Zelda game, and it sets up why everything is the way things are in Zelda games. Like, I get that's important, but also it just wasn't that interesting. Aside from some good characters and some good puzzle dungeons, like, I could take it or leave it. Kind of the same with, I mean, again, these games, like, they're bite-sized, they're like, you know, they're not, there's not much there. But this is a full, I played between 30 and 40 hours of this game. And, you know, I'd rather go back to Celeste too. Absolutely. A lot different, but it just, I wouldn't go back and do it again anytime soon. Yeah, okay, that's fine. We'll leave Zelda Skyward Sword and B tier right now. What else we got? Link's Awakening. I love this game. I loved Link's Awakening. It's probably the first Zelda game I ever beat, you know, on the original Game Boy. This remake is so faithful and so well done. I played it again this year. I did it like the hero mode, whatever, the hard mode. It is hard because, like, you have to, you basically don't get hearts in that mode. You play through the game and you don't pick up a heart. You either get hit and die, or and then you restart from the checkpoint. Like, that's the option. So you have to really get good. And it did force me to get good. It took a while, but yeah, I would say this is up here. It's absolutely worth $60, just like Metroid Dread. You know, it is a remake of a game that already exists, but like, if you haven't played that game before, this is a great, it's, again, so faithful. Like, it does everything that the Game Boy version does. It just looks better and makes a little more sense. The one thing that can trip people up is like the trading sequence, which is kind of required to finish the game. But man, I would play that game again all day, every day. I'm playing it again on my my... Come on. Get out of here. My little Legend of Zelda Game & Watch, which is it's just the Game Boy game, but it's still a lot of fun. I'm going to leave Link's Awakening up here behind Dread. That seems fair. Seems fair and good. Okay, what else we have? Oh yeah, we have Link Between Worlds. Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. Also, here's where we're at. Here's where we're at on this tier list. You gotta just get good. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you do just have to get good. That's how it goes. That's how that goes in that mode of that game. Like you just if you don't get good, because when you restart from a checkpoint in that game, I think they only give you like either half your hearts or maybe even only 3. It might be half. But yeah, it's hard. You can't get more hearts unless you find, like, I guess maybe a fairy. But those are, I don't know, those are pretty rare. Okay, we got Zelda: A Link Between Worlds, and I had not played this before this year. This was on 3DS. It's a good game. You know, it's basically A Link to the Past, but different. It's just the same kind of thing. Like, you have the same map, and they've redid it. You know, there's some differences, and they've reworked it to, like, have this world shifting. Sounds bigger than it is. Just like, you know, just like Light to Dark world. Hyrule to Lorule, because that was how creative they were. You go to Lorule, and yeah, so really good game. Is it better than Circle of the Moon? Or that's tough. I would say it's like right in here. I would say it's right between these. It's good to get some separation here. Because, yeah, I think this game was really great. You know, if you love A Link to the Past, you'll love that game. Like, Link Between Worlds. The puzzles and the dungeons were super fun. The 3D, again, does actually do something for you in that game. Just like in 3D Land. Yeah, I loved all those dungeons. I would play it again. Absolutely. Had a great time. It's just structured a little differently. It's just like, I didn't know this about the game, but you have to... It's strange. Like, you don't get like a certain item from a dungeon. There's like, if you are trying to go to a particular dungeon, it will be kind of locked behind a certain item that you need, but the item you get from, like, your house. Like, you rent the items. You can buy them to have them permanently, but it doesn't cost very much to rent them, and then that's all you need. You need to buy the critical item for the dungeon to access the entrance, but then you have the item that you need. Oh yeah, no worries. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. You have a good night. Thanks for the bits. And we'll see you next year. Have a good New Year's Eve. And Happy New Year. Thank you. Yeah, let's see. So I really enjoyed Link Between Worlds. I would definitely go back and play it again someday. I don't know how soon, but yeah, definitely good game. All right, we're working our way down to some of the more, I would say, there's some different stuff here, but what else should we get into? I'm looking at this list. I'm pretty happy with it so far. Yeah, it's all looking pretty good. Again, we're doing a nice bell curve sort of thing here. We'll adjust as we need to later on, but okay. Let's get the weirder ones out of the way. Stuff like Blazing Sails and Star Wars Squadrons. These are online games. You know, there's no single player mode. It's strictly like Blazing Sails is last ship standing. Squadrons is, you know, either team deathmatch or push the card or whatever you want, like those kinds of multiplayer modes. They're both a lot of fun. So Blazing Sails, we've played here on the channel somewhat. I mean, I haven't played it a ton, but we've played it occasionally. I just jumped back into it after a break recently, and game's still a lot of fun. It's hard to rank these kinds of games because, like, this one's also not finished. It's in early access, and they're still working on it. They're still adding things. They're still tweaking the balance and tweaking mechanics a little bit here and there. I enjoy it quite a bit. This is tricky. I would say, I mean, it's not you know, I don't know, it's not like a big name developer. I mean, it's like a smaller team and they're doing a good job. Like, they're supporting the game, and it's just not a big budget game, which is fine. It's not like that matters here, but, like, you know, the polish is like, it's there, but they're still getting there. Like, they're not quite done with it. So I wouldn't say it ranks like up much higher than A or B, but like, I would say it's high B. Like, I'm gonna keep going back to it. Yeah, somewhere in here. It's hard to place this amongst everything else here because it's so different. But man, I have a good time sailing with my homies. Just rolling up and wrecking shop and getting gibbed, getting got. It's fun. I think I'm happy with this here though. Cause like, I'm not gonna go back and play Samus Returns anytime soon. Not when I have Dread. And yeah, it's definitely a good game. I feel like I'm not using my, is there anything that's gonna land in D tier? Well, if anything was gonna land in D tier, I actually think that these games should. So let's just move these down. That feels good. Now we're using our whole range. Yeah, I would say D is appropriate for these games. Like, they're just not fun. They're like serviceable at best. It's like, I don't know. It's unlikely I'm ever gonna go back to these games. Like, very unlikely that I would ever play these games again. I'm glad that I have, I guess, but no. Skyward Sword is also kind of hanging on to an edge here, because, like, I don't know. Tori 2 is a lot more fun than Skyward Sword. I don't know. That's hard to say. Again, so yeah, it's like these games are so small. Hard to say. I think that's fair though. We're gonna put it down here. Okay. We're getting there. We're slowly getting there. Okay, let's go with games that let's get all the games that I've like they were replays for me. Like, I just finished Limbo today for, like, I don't know, the third or fourth time. I don't know. I played that game a few times. But it just came to, or not just came, it was on sale on Switch. I got it. Limbo is great. Like, I would say, it's like down here maybe. It's like really well made. It's kind of short, but like it's really well done. And The only issue I have with Limbo that would save it from, like, keep it from being, because I mean, I had not seen a game do what Limbo does before that. Like, so atmospheric, so just stark and spooky. It was very different for the time. It came out like 10 years ago. The only thing that holds Limbo back for me is the fact that, like, okay, there's some sections in the game that are more like puzzles, and so, like, I'm going through it, like, I get God, I'm like, okay, well, I got crushed by that thing, so I need to do this differently. It's all physics-based. It's all, like, the whole game is physics-based. So, like, I get to a puzzle, I'm like, okay, I died, I know what to do now. Like, I've seen the puzzle, and I'm like, okay, I need to do this, this, and that in that order precisely. The precisely is the tricky part, because, like, it's not a precision game. It requires some precision, but the controls are so simple. You basically have, either your D-pad or your analog stick and 2 face buttons, jump and interact, like grab or whatever. And that's it. And music go. Huh? Where's music? Here we go. Anyway, Limbo. It does it requires some precision in certain areas where you don't have, like, I don't know. The game seems to run at, like, either a low frame rate or there's a lot of lag, like, between when you input and when you actually do the thing on screen. It's just kind of floaty. So, like, doing precision things, not that you have to do them that often, but, like, sometimes I just, like, barely miss what I was supposed to do in a certain puzzle, and then I have to do that whole puzzle again. So it, like, kind of drags out some certain sections, and I got kind of bogged down in certain areas, or, like, I didn't see the solution at all, and until later on. But yeah, it just takes some time to get used to. But it's a great game. Like, tells a very simple story, but it's presented like, I mean, the Limbo Playdead also made Inside. It's not on this list because I didn't play it this year, but Inside is also on Switch and everything. Like, Inside's great. It does everything that Limbo did, but just to the next level. Cooler story. Limbo's a very, very simple but very moody and impressive game. So I would leave it up here. That seems fair. Let's see. What else we got? Games that I've already played before that I played again, like The Witness. Go play The Witness. The Witness is one of the best puzzle games I've ever played in my life. It's not for everyone, but you should try it. It's just, I don't know how they did it. They hired, like, architects. They hired, like, there's stuff in there that you'll never see. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's stuff in there that you will never see because there's stuff tucked away in every corner, and, like, there's stuff that you won't see unless you're in one specific spot looking exactly in this direction, and then you'll be like, whoa, I didn't know that was there. There's stuff hidden everywhere. And, like, it's incredible. The puzzle design is just masterful. Like, and the way that they teach you how to solve the puzzles is just to solve puzzles. So you You start in the starting area and you draw a line and you find the end of the line. Oh wait, this puzzle has 2 different ways to end the line. Okay, what happens if you do that? Oh, this puzzle has dots. What does that do? Okay, well, it didn't open up the next puzzle yet, but if I do it that way, oh, now it opened. Okay, so now I have some idea. Like, maybe it's trial and error at first, but then you start looking at the puzzles that you've solved and you're like, oh, there's a connection here. There's something that didn't know I was doing, but now I can see that I'm doing it. And now I understand that mechanic. And they do that again and again and again and again and again. And it's just like, wow, how? And there's like environmental puzzles and ways to use the environment on the actual, like, there's, the standard board of a puzzle. And they use the environment in different ways to influence and manipulate those puzzles. You're just drawing lines. That's all you're doing in that game is drawing lines. And it's so it will like, it takes it as far as it can possibly take it. And then I played the randomizer and I was like, oh, well, they actually got a little further. But because they added some new mechanics. But hi, Theo. But yeah, it's just go play it. Go play The Witness. If it's not for you, that's okay. I would ask you to try it, but there's a reason I'm putting it in triple S tier. Triple S tier, The Witness. It's better than Metroid Dread. It's very different, but I don't know. It's in a whole different echelon of category of games. Like it's incredible. Are you coming up here, Theo? Hi, here's my boy, my baby boy, who loves the kisses. Yeah, you love the kisses. Okay, moving on. What else? We could do Hue. Hue's a game I speedran. I picked it up, wow, maybe like exactly a year ago, but like only really got into it this year. It's a cool game. It's a puzzle platforming game. Where you're using color to manipulate what's in the environment. What's in the environment that you can use or not use, or not platform on, and okay. Hi Theo. What are you doing? Hi. How's your eye? So Hue, it's a good game. I had my fun with it. I don't know. I mean, I speedran it. It was fun to speedrun. But like, I don't find myself like wanting to go back to play it, mostly because I speedran it. So like I was kind of learning the fast routes for how to solve these puzzles, but it was a fun game to learn how to play and experience for the first time. I would say it's like down here. Wouldn't say it's like up in this tier, but it's definitely a good game, decent game. I would play it before I played Skyward Sword again, that's for sure. It's more meaty than Celeste too, and Tori and all these games, so. I mean, I guess so is Mario Brothers Wii, but then again, it's just like a cakewalk, so who cares? Okay, what else have I replayed this year? Oh, we didn't do Squadrons. Squadrons, it's fun. I would put it down here, kind of like with Zelda. Like, I would go back to it, but it's only fun with like the right group of people. If I have my friends who were up on it, like, if we got a good team, then I'm good. But I'm not playing with randoms. and I'm not very good at the game. It's a fun game though. Like, I would say it's a lot of fun. It's just like, takes some getting used to. Like the flight controls, it's like a dogfighting game. So I didn't do a lot of that mode. A lot of the chasing, and like we were doing more of the team like maneuvers and attack runs and trying to manage our ships and their, like, you know, trying to find what they were doing. Like, it was fun. It was a good like tactical game. I guess I put it right here. That's fair, I guess. This is actually shaping up pretty well. Kind of a decent bell curve. I just played a lot of good games this year, and we're getting down to some pretty good games. But I think all of these are games that I think I played a little bit of For the King last year, but we played it through again, me and my friends. For the King is a lot of fun. I would put it up here maybe. I love it's a board game that you really couldn't do as a board game. And it's like, because there's RPG stuff like buying items and armor, and there's just a lot of stuff. But it's a board game, so you're moving around on an overworld, and you can see the enemies that are nearby, and like you can find random encounters and items, and there's like a sailing mechanic, like you can cross the water, like go to different islands, and but it operates like a board game, like because there's like you know, every few turns, like maybe every 10 turns, there's like, oh, this guy's got this new status effect for the entire map, and you've got to deal with this until you take him out. It's like, okay, well, do we want to deal with not getting as much gold from every fight, or do we want to go fight this guy and make sure we can get the gold that we are supposed to get, so we can afford like better gear and stuff like that? It's a lot of fun. I really, really, really like that game. I would put it up in S tier. Like, it's, as long as I had a group of friends to play with, I would certainly keep playing that game. There's expansions for it. There's a few different campaign modes, plus the expansion. Like, there's a lot of content in there, and I think they really, really did a good job with that. So For the King, we're putting it in S tier. I'm happy with S tier and above. Like, these are all just quality games. Like, just go play any of these games. You'll have a great time. I might bump Castlevania Circle of the Moon down. Maybe Aria of Sorrow down a little bit. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, okay. All right, back to these. Anything else that I hadn't played until this year? I don't think so. These are all games that I've played for the first time this year. All right, so we'll just go in order. A Short Hike I played very recently. It's a really cool game. It's short, like the title implies. It's pretty simple. There's not like a ton I mean, there's a fair amount to do, but I breezed through it in like basically one sitting. I think I played it on stream, and like just an hour and a half later, I was seemingly, I didn't find everything, but I was kind of done with it. Like, you know, there's not like a ton to explore and do, but I would say it's a good A tier. Like, low A tier, just for the, I mean, I didn't see all the content. There was not I don't think there's a ton more that I didn't see. There's like the seashells and like some other collectibles, and people to like get stuff for, I guess, but it's actually a pretty big map. I was surprised how big the map was. Like different biomes and areas that, like, you know, as you get higher up the mountain, it's colder, it's icier, it's more water. It's cool. I liked it. All right. Next one, Borderlands, the pre-sequel. You know, this game is decent. I think it's down here somewhere. It just plays a little differently than I've played the mainline Borderlands games 1, 2, 3, and I played this one last. I just picked them up on Switch, and my partner and I played through this one, which you saw a little bit of earlier this year on stream. A tiny bit. We played that together. It's fun. The man, that final boss, I don't know if we were under leveled or something, but like it was just a slog. And it's on like the moon. So the gravity is all weird and different. It doesn't, like, you have the weird, you know, high jump, and like it's very floaty, so you feel very different than any of the other games in that series. It's a good game, it's fun. It's just, it's Borderlands. Like, you know what it is. You shoot a bunch of stuff and you get the stuff, and I'm probably not going back to it anytime soon, but yeah, I put it down here. It's like I would actually play Skyward Sword again before pre-sequel. But if that's the margin, then I think I've moved these up. But I don't know if that's the margin. It's just like, there's certainly more to enjoy in Skyward Sword than any of these games, but definitely. Celeste 2 is just like a quality thing, like Squadrons. I don't know. Squadrons I might bump down. Down to like here. Actually. Okay. Almost there. We're getting there. Oh. The boy's back. All right. Here we go. Here's a game. Doom 2016. Holy crap, what a game. It's up here. I mean, it's a good ass game. You want to say hi again, Theo? I'm not placing that there, just letting it go. Hi, Theo. You're here again. I give you kisses because you love it. Bubby. My little bubby. He loves me. Okay, Doom 2016. It's very good. Really good. I need to play Doom Eternal is what I need to play. Maybe next year. This coming year, maybe I'll get to it. I have it. Uh-oh, this thing's running out of battery. My Zordlo. The Legend of Zordlo. Okay, yeah, Doom 2016 is easy S tier. Easy. It's up here. I mean, it's real good. Better than Dread. That is, wow. Oh, that is really tough. I mean, Doom is doing such different things. Hi. You know, it's doing what it does. Just polished and perfect. It's doing it perfectly. The music's great. The action is fast and fluid and had a great time with it. There were just some of those fights where I don't know. I just wasn't like some of the fights go on for a long time and I just either I don't know, ran out of ammo or I was obviously it was my first playthrough, so I wasn't like that good at it, but I definitely had to retry some of those longer fights. Like some of the fights go on for so long. And yeah, not to compare it to Dread, but like Dread's also fast and fluid and fun, and I mean I had to try some of those boss fights over again, but I'm trying to remember what the boss fights were like in Doom. I mean, they're just big encounters, but like, are there? God, I played it a while ago. Were there actual bosses in Doom? I can't remember. Oh, I'm trying to think. I mean, it's easy. This is a good placement for it. It's just, I don't know how high I want to go with it, but it's, man, that's a good game. That's Doom is so good. I really do want to play Doom Eternal. Okay. I think I want to rebalance a few things here before I move on, because we got some heavy hitters coming up on both ends of the spectrum. Let's see. I'm gonna move down Castlevania Circle of the Moon. I'm going to... Theo, you don't need to be going up there. You can just go that way. You can go that way. Yeah, that's fine. Don't step on my computer that's currently running. And hit the power button or something. Let's see here. How are we looking? I might actually move Squadrons down. Like, I don't know. Or, C tier is looking a little empty. And not that I played a lot of bad games this year, but like, I know they've been working on Squadrons and it's probably improved somewhat, but I haven't touched it in a while. I don't know. So are you staying here, Theo? Are you going to be here for a bit? Can I count on you to stay here? And let's see. This A tier is kind of a little inflated, but I mean, yeah, we got the X tier. That's the best of the best. Maybe we rebalance a little bit and move some of this stuff up. Because Dread, I mean, goddamn, Dread is so good. There's a game here that I want to talk about, which is also super good. We'll get to Hitman in a second, but Hammerwatch is also a game I played. Hammerwatch is like Gauntlet. It's like Gauntlet, but modern. So there's like different classes and different abilities, and there's like progression where you can upgrade your stats and your abilities and armor, damage, whatever. Like, it's a cool game, and I'm glad I played it with friends, because like you can play it solo, but it seems like it would be quite a slog to get through by yourself. It's got a lot going for it. I don't know. That's tough. It's like somewhere in here. It's like, it's fun, especially with a group of friends. Like, I played with 2 other people and like, we had a good time. Although we'll get to another game that I'm thinking of, but sometimes you have to like cheese things to get through them, and it's not always the most fun. it's a decent game, like kind of low B. It's fine. I enjoyed it. I'm probably not going to go back to it though, but I got what I needed out of it. And the music was good. I'll move it up here. Sorry, Tori and Tori 3D, Tori 2. Not that it's weird. Like I like these games a lot, but they're so basic and so short. There's just like not a lot there, but you should check them out because they're $1. Hammer Watch is pretty cheap. It's like a 8-year-old game at this point. Okay, big boy time. These are all kind of big games. Let's see, Hitman 3. Like it's up here. Like it's excellent. Now is it S tier or triple S tier is the question. And yeah, I threw a Castlevania Symphony of the Night up here. It's kind of an easy pick. Like that game did so many things that it's the inspiration for so many things, so many games, and it did everything so well. How can it not? It's one of the best games. Absolutely. Hitman 3 is probably, if this is where I'm thinking, like it's right here. Like I played way more of Dread. Hitman 3, I kind of just went through the campaign and stopped. But man, it is so fun. All those games are so fun. I think I'm happy with that. I'm happy with it up at triple S. Doom 2016, that's fine. We can keep it down there. No Man's Sky. I'll get back to Hitman 3 in a second. I want to talk more about that, but No Man's Sky, you know it. It's been out. It's been out there for a while. It's good. It's not like great, but it's good. I like the crafting of it. I like crafting in the mining's fine. It's just can be a little finicky, but No Man's Sky has. I enjoyed building stuff in that game and like connecting stuff and like getting my base running, and that was cool. And like you can make underwater bases, and it's not like Subnautica, but you can make all kinds of stuff in that game. I would probably go back to that before Skyward Sword or most of these games, actually. Yeah, I'll put it in B tier. Okay. Alright, we're getting there. Let me get back to Hitman 3. Hitman 3 does everything so well, but it's also the third game in a series that it's the quality is through the roof. They have tuned, like, the level design is just, they know how to make you think in different ways, like to infiltrate, to study, to disguise, to snipe, like there's so many different ways to approach that game. And they're all usually valid. You can do it kind of any way you want. And it does work. Which is so incredible. The only thing that like I can say negative about it is that like at the end of the game, it's basically the last level is just like a cutscene almost. It's a playable cutscene. It's a very short level. You can get through it in like 5 minutes, and it's linear. Like there's no, should I do this or should I do that? It's like, no, you just do the thing. It's scripted basically. But yeah, I mean, I need to go back and play more of it. I haven't really touched it recently, but it was so fun. You can do so many goofy and weird things, and it's so fun to like discover new ways to either do what you were supposed to do or find the target in a different way, or like I loved going through all the new Hitman games, 1, 2, and 3. You can follow like a script and you can follow like a guide, but it leads you to like, oh, well, what if you, like the one I'm thinking of is, I think it was is there one in Colorado in Hitman 3? I think it's like, it's somewhere rural and you're like, it's like a guerrilla base or something like that. And like there's soldiers and mercenaries and the leader's like issuing like a training presentation or like like this is how the mission's gonna go and we're like gonna go through it and practice it, okay? And like you can do like accident kills where like there's like a thing that's gonna ram a car and like you can do it as soon as she's in the way of it and you can just bam, she's done and you walk away and like everyone's like, whoa, oh my god. But you have to do certain things to get to that point. You have to like watch the training thing, like disguise yourself and get in position and like make sure everything is set just right. And then you can trigger it. And then it's done. Like it's a lot of work. It's a little bit of effort to get there, but it's a clean and easy getaway. Hitman 3 is a lot of fun. Great game. It's probably not my game of the year. It's probably Dread. Dread was just so well done. And yeah, threw some twists in the plot that I didn't see. Or, I mean, maybe should have seen, but yeah, interesting. Hitman 3 wrapped up a trilogy of games. Did a great job. All right, we're down to some other weird ones, but I played some Wii U games this year, like Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. And Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, I'm gonna keep it zoomed in. Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, I didn't play Canvas Curse, like on the DS. I didn't play that, but it's like those, I guess, and it's fun. It's not terribly long of a game. I think it was only like 6 worlds, 4 levels for each world. So like, I got through it pretty quick, like 2 streams quick. Had a lot of fun though. Like it was a good game. Made me think a little differently and play a little differently. I enjoyed it. I would put it up here. Solid A game, A tier. Yeah, I would say it's in this category for sure. I would say the same of Yoshi's Woolly World. I mean, Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, not doing anything terribly new because it was done by Canvas Curse. Yoshi's Woolly World, again, not doing anything terribly new. It's a Yoshi game. You kind of know what to expect unless you're talking about Yoshi's story. But otherwise, you know what a Yoshi game is. That's what it is. It's fun. I like those games. I would say it's not as interesting, I guess. I mean, it's cute and colorful and beautiful, just like Rainbow Curse. The art really sells it. But at the core, the game is just the same. It's a Yoshi game. You're getting eggs and you're finding hidden paths and you're doing all that stuff, and it's a lot of fun. It's just not doing a lot new or different, or except for the art, which is cool. I would say Donkey Kong 94 has a bit more content. Let's put Donkey Kong 94 above Kirby and Rainbow Curse. The amount of content in Donkey Kong 94 is kind of astronomical. Like, it goes on for way longer than you would ever expect. Alright, easy one. Resident Evil 4. I had not played this game until this year. And I'm glad I did. Easy, yeah, triple S tier. Like, one of the best games. I've had so much fun playing it. Had a lot of tense moments, a lot of campy dialogue, a lot of goofy characters, a lot of weird stuff happens. It's got everything. It's like, it's what you want out of an action like horror game. I really want to get to RE1, like their HD remake. I want to get to RE2 remake. I own both of those now. I do want to play more of these, and I am glad I played this one. I've heard so many good things. I didn't play it in VR, but that would be cool too. I don't have a Quest 2, so I can't play it in VR, but I have a Rift. I can't play it in... Okay. Thanks a lot, Capcom. Or Oculus, or whoever signed that deal. Alright, what are we looking at here? Oh, that doesn't help me. Okay. So yeah, we're definitely looking at a decent curve here. These are the best games. These are very, very good games. These are great games. These are all good games. Decent games. Oh, like good games, decent games, passable games. Shadow Warrior 2, it's hovering right around passable. Like it's fine. It's fine. Like it's just, I really actually enjoy the movement. Although I was playing with mouse and keyboard, and it really puts a strain on your hands if you're doing mouse and keyboard for the movement in that game. It's hard on your hands, and I maybe should have tried it with gamepad. But I mean, we were probably, me and two other friends, the same guys who played. We played Hammerwatch and For the King and No Man's Sky together. We played through Shadow Warrior 2, and it's full of kind of terrible dialogue. I don't like any of the characters. It's not interesting. I mean, it's like, it's sort of interesting setting wise, but because it's like, you know, mystical fantasy China with like demons and all kinds of weird stuff. There's a lot of wild and cool enemy designs in that game, which I enjoyed hacking away at with my sword at, or shooting a, you know, big grenade launcher. The weapon designs too are also really fun. There's like so many different weapons in that game, and they all also have really cringy names. I mean, your character's name is Lo Wang. It's all really childish humor, but we had a decent time. It's like not a game I would ever replay, like a lot of these games down here, but yeah, I'd honestly play Mario Brothers Wii or Mario Maker 3DS before I'd play Shadow Warrior 2 again. Shadow Warrior 2 also had, and it might be down here in the, like, it's passable, because we had to, like, granted, we were playing online multiplayer cooperatively, but like something happens in that game. It just kind of, it's buggy. Like stuff will happen and I'm like, that was not supposed to happen. Like a boss, like we're fighting bosses and like the boss suddenly gets all its health back. Like, not that it's a new phase or anything, it's just like it's doing the same thing, but it like hit some sort of trigger that it's like we have to game the game to beat the game, and I don't like that at all. Like, it's so annoying. Also didn't help that we would like we had limited ammo. Like you can run out of ammo. So like we were fighting and like the boss would get all its health back, and like we're just like, okay, well, I'm out of that ammo. I have like nothing here. I have my sword. That's it. And all its attacks are like super, It makes you move a lot, which is fun. It's like Doom in that way. Like, the enemies make you move a lot. They have patterns that you need to dodge or like so you can get a hit in. It's that kind of thing. But a lot of times it devolves into like, oh, we're going through this map. Oh, we spawned those enemies, and maybe some of those enemies back there are still chasing us. And then we just get swarmed. And we're like, this was not thought out. So then we're again gaming the game. We have to like, we go through and say, okay, well, we can't get too close to those guys. We'll trigger them. We have to go around. And like, that was sort of fun to strategically do that. But like, why did we have to do it? It would have been a nightmare if I hadn't been playing with other people. Yeah, so I'm not going to be playing that game again, I don't think. Maybe that goes down to D tier. Okay, well that's all the games. Let me just run through everything and see if I want to adjust any of this stuff. I would say, just to differentiate, if you want to play one Tori game, play Tori 2. I would play both of them, but if you had to play one. If you only had $1 to spend, play Tori 2. If you have $2 to spend, play both Tori 2 and Tori 3D. If you have no dollars to spend, play Deltarune and then play Celeste 2. And Celeste 1. Hell, go play Celeste 1. The Pika 8 version, that's also free. So you can play that too. For free. Gosh, do I want to adjust any of these? Man, this is hard. It's like, these are no-brainers. You should everyone should play these games. These games are just kind of unparalleled examples of their genre. That's what I would say. Like, can I... Oh, I can't do another line. Okay, well. X tier, must play games. Everyone should play these if they can. Triple S tier. These are games that are just pillars of their genre, or they're the example of their style of game. Platformer, puzzle game, action exploration, stealth, action horror game. You know, and Doom kind of belongs up there. I mean, it's like right at the edge, you know. It's just like, that is a shooter, and a shooter should be like Doom, and they nailed it. You know, it's exactly what you should expect from a shooting game. It's wild, it's fun, it's goofy, the enemies are fun and varied. It's great. S tier, these are all just excellent games. If you have the time or the chance to play them, definitely pick them up. I mean, Limbo was $2 on Switch. That's why I played it again, because it was on sale. Yeah, I mean, I would say that's fair. These are like S tier, excellent examples of all those types of games, but you know, maybe not the example, except for Doom. It's at the top, but it's excellent. All these games are just so good. Maybe a little biased for Link's Awakening, but God, that game is so cute, and so just the music in Link's Awakening remake, it's exactly what it should have been. It's a woodwind, like, ensemble chamber music. If they could have done that on the Game Boy, That's what it would have been. It is cute and charming and just perfect. Yeah, and go play Deltarune. So the music, god damn, the music in that. I just listen to the Deltarune music all day long. It's so good. Toby is just an amazing composer. But the game is also very good and funny and fun, and it's great. Link Between Worlds, Limbo, Aria of Sorrow, For the King, all different kinds of games, but you will not be steered wrong. You'll have a good time with any of these. Down here, we've got good games, excellent games, but maybe not for everyone, or just, you know, they're kind of in a different category. I mean, WarioWare, a lot of fun. Just, it's WarioWare. You know, you're just doing goofy stuff all the time. And if you have a group of friends, it's a lot of fun. All of these games, definitely good. B tier, you know, decent. They're all good games. I wouldn't say go jump on any of these immediately, but still worth your time if you have the time. And C tier, you know, I wouldn't immediately go back to these games, but, you know, I'm happy I played them to some degree and got to see what they were about. D tier, nope, not going back. Not going back for more Shadow Warrior, No More Heroes 3, or Wario Land. I'm done with those. But otherwise, damn, this was a good year. For new games, for old games. A lot of old games up here in the X tier. At least for me, but yeah, these were all great. I loved so many of these games. I'm glad I played them. I'm glad I got to play them. And of all the games that came out this year, we got Dread, Hitman 3, Deltarune. What else? That's kind of all the ones up here in the top. Oh, Bowser's Fury. Excellent. Good year for games. Good. I'm glad I played all of these games. Even No More Heroes 3. I just had to see what that game was. And now that I have, I'm like, okay, can we be done now? Can this series be done? Because we've already hit the high, which is right here. No More Heroes 2. But yeah, thanks for anyone who's jumped in and watched and all this year. Thank you so much for watching me play any of these games, and I'm sure I'll play more of some of these games in the future. Let me zoom out and show us the full list. All right, that's it. There is our list. Can I? Nope, can't zoom in anymore. This is it. This is the list. And yeah, hopefully you can join us for more fun and exciting games in 2022.